Right, so we're down on the beach. It's a mark just outside of Albury, East Newton sort of way, and the idea is to target a few smoothhound. Now, the mark we're coming down to, Chris has fished in the last couple of weeks and seen some result on smoothhound. Nothing massive, but they've had hounds off here. Fish are cast at times. Now, it's quite coloured close in, but out at distance you can see the clarity of the water is quite clear. Now, I've heard from different people on the internet today that the water is quite coloured. So to be honest, it doesn't look that coloured where I am at the minute, but who knows, things could change. So yeah, we're going to fish. It's 5:45 high water, so we're going to get set up now and fish the tide in, and fish over for a few hours in the night time and see if we can get a few fish out. So I'm going to go through what I'm using here today. It's just my basic gear, as always, guys. I've got a few little new features to my tackle box, so I'll go through them. But yeah, looking forward to it. So casting specials, £20 main line, and just my basic everyday fishing reel really. I tend to use the Fathom 12s when I come up here normally, £15 main line, just for extra distance at times when I'm using crab baits and stuff. But obviously where we're fishing today, we're targeting sort of the larger smoothhound, and for that reason I am specifically using £20 main line. Just if I need to bully the fish, I can bully the fish, and yeah, job done. So what I'll do is I'll leave that one down the side. Last time we were up, it's not a million miles away where we were fishing last time, to be honest. Obviously Adam done the business, and Chris had a smoothhound out, double figures, which was nice to see, and it made the weekend. And for that reason we've sort of like come back up today. So I've got 2 rig wallets, okay. I've got some drop down rigs and up and over, running up and overs on one, small works, and on the other one I've got some basic pulley rigs. And to be honest, I don't think you can really beat the pulley rigs, especially for smoothhound fishing. We were up, where did we go the other day? What have I got there? I've got a running up and over. That's going to be too big where I am fishing, I think. And we were up at Morpher Beach, South Wales, and it was a good session actually. And we've seen a fair few smoothhounds out, and hopefully we can see that big one. You've got that chance of that real big one where we are today. You got a chance of a £20 smoothhound, and with that in mind, that's what we're here for at the end of the day. But need a short rig. That is running up and overs. That's running up and overs. What's that one there? That's a drop down rig. That is it. I'm pretty sure of it. Yes, it is. That's my beauty. So as you can see, me rig wallets all over the place in a minute. But one thing I'm going to enjoy about fishing here today is I'm not going to lose no leads. A lot of the reef marks we're fishing, that down home, tend to use the rotten bottom method. You've not got a massive tide here today, so I'm going to go for a 6-ounce lead, and pretty much that's ready to rock and roll. Okay, so for the rig, I'm just using a pulley rig basically, yeah. I've got that, the bottom hooks, I've got a 4.0 Chinu with a 4.0 circle hook on the top from Cox & Raw. I've got £80 traces, which I'd use down home. I'm not changing for up here. A lot of guys probably would go a little bit lighter from where we are. Got some rubber beads, proper pulley with a Gemini link clip, going down to a breakaway imp with a Namix lead, which I've got from Seacast, and basically that would just be clipped down onto that there then. I've got the top hook tied up, as you can see there, as a snell knot. Snell knot's very important, I think, when you're smoothhound fishing, having that set up, just because if the fish takes the pennel hook is locked in, there's no movement, so it's guaranteed every time. So that's the first rig done. So we're going to get on to the other one now. So where's my reel to? Here we are. So we got this one here. All right. Try not to move a lot. Right, ready? So I'm going to give my second reel now. It's Geffen Durham just walking down to the water to cast. So yeah, he's going down a wetter line, I think, just with the plain leads before he starts smashing the baits out. I'll probably do the same, to be fair. Or I might put a bait on and just hit him rather closely. So exactly the same again. I'm just going for short pulley rigs, guys, at the end of the day now. And Adam's already prepped up. He's ready to rock and roll. Me, I'd rather get everything set up here, then when I go down there, I'm all ready. You know what I mean? But they're eager. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's something we always look forward to. And I know of some of the guys, unfortunately, Gav Cuthbertson couldn't make it this time, and he was gutted that he couldn't come up, because it's something we always look forward to. I love this part of coastline for fishing. I mean, the marks aren't massively hard to get to. A lot of easy walking distances. I know it's not really good for a lot of disabled anglers, a lot of these sort of venues where we're coming down over the banks and that, but there is access to a lot of like Mappleton and stuff like that, where you can get down to the bottom. They've got a slope going right down. You can take a wheelchair down there, you know what I mean? If you're not really brilliant on your feet, you can walk down to them and stuff. Cars right up the top with foot toilets and stuff like that. A perfect place to fish, ideal for the event. I know a lot of Plymouth lads will come up here. They try and get to Mappleton every year, and I believe there was a nice format come from there, not this year, the year before. Obviously the last time the event was taking place on the Flatty Bash. But there it is. So I'm going to go and get them baited up now, and I've got some lovely bait today. Okay guys, some of the baits we got. So we got some frozen crab there, which we've got ourselves, and we've prepared and blast frozen down. Some fresh prawn we've managed to get, and we've got some live peelers as well. So up here for a couple of days, I think we've got about 30 or 40 live peelers with us each, and we've got a few packs of frozen to mix up with, and some fresh prawn. Now this was the one what I was looking forward to the most, because this would do the business for all of it. Prawn is a fantastic bait, and if you can get them fresh like that, who's going to say no? You know what I mean? Who's going to say no? Bass, smooth hound, they're all tending for a little bit of prawn. It's a fantastic bait, it really is. And I'm going to bait one up here now. A lot of people do it differently, and just because I've got the pen work, I'm going to set it up a little bit different. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to come down through the prawn itself, all right, and I'm going to bring that top hook over like that on the bottom end of that, right, and then I'm going to get my other hook. I'm going to bring it down through the bottom now, okay, and then I'm going to put it out of the side of the hook, as so. All right. That way, when that hook goes in there like that, we are laughing, and I mean laughing. So do something a bit different here. I don't like using the ends of these and that, you know what I mean? Just going to break these off slightly like that, because it makes it a little bit easier to play with as well. And I'm going to make this a little bit more streamlined for casting. So I'm going to take that off there. I'm leaving the head on there because of the scent, what comes out of it. A lot of people would say, what is it about prawn what works? I don't know, but there is something about it what drives the fish crazy. And I believe it must be like a secret, hidden odour, or it's that kind of thing what makes the bait just stand out. It's a superb bait. It's not used enough, I don't think. But that there is set up like that. Got my pennel on the side, and then what I'm going to do is I'll bring that one there down there. But you've got a chance of cod, bass, smooth hounds, anything was going to smash that, you know what I mean? It's a perfect setup really for what we are here for today. And if that 20-pound smut is out there somewhere, hopefully it comes across that bait. Now I'm playing with it, you can see it coming out. It's just juices, and it's lovely looking juices, and I'm just hoping that something comes along which fancies that. Biggish bait, but I'm targeting a big hound at the end of the day. I'm not up here to play games. I mean, little baits, I know they sort of play with a little bit, and it almost seems to have better effect with hookup because they're smashing it. But you got a big hound coming along and seeing that on the floor, it ain't gonna say no. Be hoovered straight back up. So next one. So we got exactly the same again, pulley rig. Get that all set up there now. So what I'm going to do is I'm having a play here. So I've got frozen. Now a lot of people I know up here will say frozen's just as good as fresh. A lot of the lads can't get the Peter crab like they do, and they seem to obviously just freeze it down and they have good effect on it. I know Chris is exactly the same, he does the same with his crab. I know Aaron, there's another lad up here what we know, and Adam, and they all do the same. It's about bait presentation and looking after the bait quality and stuff like that really is a big part of their fishing. Whether it be in crab, whether it be in razors, whether it be in white rag. So I've got 2 there now. So I'm gonna basically set this up first. A lot of people leave all the. I like to take this all off, but I do. There's something about putting a bit of fresh with frozen. I don't know what it is. You got like the light coloured frozen mixing in with the dark yellow, juicy, fresh. I know Geff prefers frozen. I'm not. I would prefer fresh if I could have it, but that's only for my neck of the woods. You know what I mean? But there is something about just mixing the baits together. I don't know what it is. I've had really good success on it in the past, and hopefully we can have the same today. Adam's exactly the same as me. He likes a bit of mixing a bit of fresh with frozen. Gav's exactly the same as well. So there's that one there. I'm going to bind that on the bottom hook now. I'm not using massive hooks. You don't need to for smooth hound. Anybody was obviously looking at doing this for the first time, fantastic place to fish for smooth hound. Bristol Channel is another good place, but I really enjoy coming up here. It's just something about the place, and it's nice to see a little bit. Normally when we're up here, the water's really chocolate, and it's a little bit clearer today. There's a lot of tide. I can look out there now and see the tide coming through. And right, that's that basically set. So I'll set the top hook, as so. Right. And there it is. Nice little hound bait. What we got to do now is get him out there, see if we can get a hound. There really is just something about it. It just looks fishy at the end of the day, and especially, I don't know, it's something about what I like about this type of fishing, where you got to wade out into the water. A lot of venues where you're fishing off the beach and that, you're out on there, but something about fishing in your waders. I've got the Sierras on today, just something nice. It's easy. Obviously, a lot of the venues that we're not walking a million miles to, they're very light. I've got me wading boots, grub wading boots with them. Gone for 2 sizes bigger with these wading boots. We'll have a look at them later, but these are fantastic as well, waist waders. Now, I can look in here now, I can see the coloration in the water out in front of me. It's quite sandy and dark, so that's where the water's coming in up over the bar. But into that deeper water now, it looks a bit clearer. So my initial reaction is to try and get those baits out into that deeper water, hopefully where the fish are going to lie up. So let's see if we can get one out. Right, so there's the first bait out. Let's see if we can get that fish out. So that's that first rod set up. We'll do. That's all set up there now. So we're going to get the second crab bait out there now. Should be wetting the line up really. It's just laziness. But I just wanted it. Too eager trying to get bait in the water. Come on then, let's see if we can get one out. Right, let's try and get another one out then. Just gonna try and wade out a little bit here. He got away with it. He got away with it. But that's the first prawn, the first crab bait out of the day. Let's hopefully try and get that double figure smut. Alright guys, so basically I'm going to go through some stuff now, which, the sun's coming out. So, up here smooth hounding, summertime, what you're going to need. One thing's first, drinks bottle. Now, we've been starting to include some like general little review bits in, and it's not stuff we're sponsored by, it's stuff which we see work, we come across and we pick up, and they're ideal. Now, you can get a lot of these, the Camelback bottles, which we've got flasks and bottles and stuff like that. We get them from Go Outdoors, right? They're absolutely superb, brilliant quality, and they've always got hook points and stuff like that for when you're walking and that. You can just connect it onto your trousers on that with a carabiner if needed. But obviously, especially this sort of time of year now, when you're out and about and you're obviously a bit thirsty, freezing cold drink is ideal, isn't it? They're about 14 quid or 13 quid you can get them for. You can pick up cheaper bottles, but I quite like it. The flasks are absolutely ideal as well. So probably one of the most important things for it. Next thing, suntan cream. You need it, especially, it's not too bad, it's been overcast today, but the sun's about to come out. Get some factor on. Obviously, no one wants to burn. And then I've got, for the traces, I've got some Bristol Channel traces at the moment. A little bit later on, we're probably going to change them over and go for the fluorocarbon. That's £40 fluorocarbon Berkeley, and it's a big game, and it's brilliant stuff. It's what I've been starting to use for my trace lines, really, especially over cleanish ground. You get away with £40 line, you know what I mean? Especially when we were going up after the stingers the other day and stuff, we were using that as the trace line as well. So it's nice gear, and one of the most important things I'm going to say, especially for weighing smooth hounds, right? You want scales. Obviously, these are certified scales. They're Bracknell ones. Obviously, it's what we all tend to use. So you guarantee when you pick up certified scales, you know in the exact weight. A lot of scales you pick up, they could be like £3 out, £2 out. You never know. You see a lot of the social media posts on that with some of the fish and stuff, and they're using like dial fit weights and stuff like that. It can never be accurate. So that's definitely something worth having. One of the most important things, and I think, especially when you're smooth hound fishing, is to help protect the inner organs of the fish and the fish care, and it's a big thing at the end of the day. I know there's a lot of people that say, obviously, by holding the fish by the tails and stuff like that. Unfortunately, sometimes you can't, when you're especially fishing for smooth hound, you tend to have to grab it by the tail sometimes, which isn't very good for the fish. And I think a lot of anglers are sort of like known to do it, and we're guilty of it. And if you're able to pick the fish up and pick it behind the head of the fish, so to speak, is a lot better way of holding it, especially like supporting the underneath the fish when you're having photos taken and stuff like that as well. But one of the things what make it easy is this Rapala is this weigh sling. Absolutely cracking. It's big enough to weigh smooth hound in. You probably obviously weigh taupe and a lot of different species in it, really, but it stops obviously fish coming up the ends, and it just helps weigh the fish securely and safely. So especially if you're coming up on this sort of the coastline and you're targeting smooth hound, you want to be weighing your fish and that. At the end of the day, a little carrier bag sometimes ain't going to weigh a double-figured smut, is it? So it's something which it's definitely worth having in the tackle box. Definitely worth having in the tackle box. You come in a little bag. They don't cost the end of the earth. I'm not sure how expensive they are, but I think Jerry's of Morecambe sell them. Jerry's Fishing, and yeah, they're definitely worth having, guys. Definitely worth having, especially for the tackle box and anybody what's into fish care and obviously looking after the fish and stuff. It's needed for weighing fish at the end of the day. Got my rig wallet. I've got a couple of spare reels if needed. I've got a petrol headlight there for the night time. Obviously, good chance we're going to be fishing into the night tonight. And I've got a couple of spare casting specials in there. That is pretty much it. I've got all my rigs made up. I've got some few weights there. I've got the GoPros. Now, another little thing we've come across, and I'm real guilty for it as well. When you're going out fishing sometimes, you end up eating crisps, chocolate bars, anything. It's just quick and easy. I'll go and get that from the shop. And sometimes it's nice to have a proper meal. Now, myself, Adam, have been eating these for a little while now, and they're not overly expensive, but it helps you have a nice meal while you're out and about. Now Adam's got a little cooker there. I've got a cooker as well. I bought it today, little jet boil, and they're ideal for this. And these are adventure foods. This is a pasta carbonara, 600 calories and high energy, perfect balance. Yeah, they're actually buy one get one half price at the moment, so you're getting two for about seven quid. And I've got chocolate pudding for after. So we're down on the beach tonight, get a bit hungry about 7 o'clock. I've got a drink there if I feel a bit hungry. Obviously me, myself and Adam will get down and get the cooker on, and you got a bite to eat, and we've got a fork in there somewhere as well if I can find it. You wait now. I won't be able to find. Oh, here he is. I've got my fork. So it's everything you really need. It's not, you don't necessarily need to be taking loads and loads of gear, but at the end of the day you need stuff which you need. Obviously a seat box is a must in my opinion. Geff hasn't got his, but you got the setup there and everything you need. It's job done. So it's a waiting game now. I'm going to let Joseph go off and see the rest of the guys. I think Adam's down there playing around with the GoPro and that. Sun's out, guns out, so to speak. See if we can get a few fish out. What Chris has been telling me, what you want up here for the fishing is coloured up water. I mean, they absolutely love coloured up water, and it's very clear out there at the minute. He don't think the chances of catching at the minute are very good because of the clarity of the water. Now, it's not my neck of the woods, you know what I mean? You've got to listen to local knowledge, and it's quite chocolatey close in, but where we're hitting our baits, it looks like Mexico. It looks absolutely stunning out there. I mean, clear. And yeah, unfortunately, you don't think it's in our favour. So Chris is thinking about going home for a little while and coming back down in the darkness to give it a go. But we're going to see it out over the high tide, I think, and see if we can get one out. At the end of the day, it's one of them, innit? You just got to be in it to win it. Conditions is always going to play a big part in any type of fishing, and obviously down our neck of the woods, everything's relied on is scent, not necessarily the tide size either. You know what I mean? I know springs, they tend to enjoy the build up to the springs up here a lot more, and they like a little bit of tide there, which you got plenty of tide out there in a minute. We're not complaining about tide, but the only thing I don't like, and I do, it's the same as everywhere this time of year, is a mayweed. It just goes onto your line and it's like rope. And it's just horrible stuff. I'm sitting here picking away at it, and it's, I don't know what to say. I can get some close-ups of that because it's, yeah, it says it all, doesn't it? It says it all. Adam casting out there. It's a lovely day for it. It's a lovely day for it, but you just one of them, innit? You plan a trip, and it's the same with every type of fishing. You hope for that weather to be right. And like Chris said, everything's in our favour. The tide, the wind direction, you know what I mean, moon phase, it's all there for us. It's just the only thing what's not playing a part at the moment is the clarity of the water. He said you need a big tide to come in, a big spring, so like colour it all up a little bit, or a nice storm, and that's when it'll fish. And it's a bit like some of our coastlines like it as well. I mean, some of the rain marks, especially on the South Devon coastline. I mean, you want it coloured up, and you've got a good chance of catching some really good fish when the water is coloured up. But this is taking its toe at the minute. The rod's been out there a little while. I've got to bring my other one in a minute, but I've got a fresh crab bait to go on. Trouble is, I can't cast it out like that. I've got to try and like chip away at it. But instead of picking it off as it was coming in, I cheated a little bit. I sort of like used my thumb to make sure it went to the end to get my rig in, and now I'm paying the price because it's completely like, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I'm nearly there. Just stick with me. But yeah, it's we got a lot going on at the moment. We've sort of had a big clear out with the team. We had a lot of guys over the last couple of years. I think we went up to like 15 people. And the trouble is, when you get 15 people in a group, not everybody does anything, you know what I mean? And we sort of like, I didn't, what's the word, like chuck anyone out, but I sort of like had a word with the old group and just said, look, if people can't commit to it, then obviously there's more to Sea Angle Adventures than just wearing the tops. And unfortunately, a few of the lads couldn't commit to it and said their farewells, which was a shame because there's some really good lads involved. I mean, they're still good friends now, but the show must go on. And I think with the smaller groups, and especially the guys we got involved in it now, it's guys which I know out of experience from past ventures and stuff, which are willing to put the hard work in. So yeah, that's what it's about at the end of the day. But one thing I've found with fishing, especially as I get older now, you just want to enjoy it, you know what I mean? You just want to go out and have, it's nice catching the big ones and that all the time. It's more of a club sort of scene where we still go out targeting specimen fish and going out to areas and stuff like that, targeting fish, but it's about going out and having a laugh with your mates and while you're fishing more than, you know what I mean? And we have such a good time when we go fishing. The banter's always there, we have a laugh and a joke around and stuff, and that's what it's about at the end of the day, guys. It's about going out and creating memories, so to speak. But I'll get that out of the way a minute, bring that in. I know there's going to be more. See, I've come some already, so I'll try and get rid of that. But same with everybody, I think. You just, sometimes in life, you got to not stop concentrating on what everybody else is doing and just concentrate on what you're doing. And that's one of the biggest bits of advice I'll give anybody on like social media and that. I think social media, it was a good thing with fishing. I think, to be honest, over the last few years, it's more of a downfall. People are like watching it, instead of going out and like having a go at catching like we are today and stuff, they look on social media just to when to go out. And at the end of the day, none of you, like out of all the fish I've had some really good fish over the years, you know what I mean? Know exactly what to do and when to go and stuff like that. But some of the more special fish I've had have been on trips where they haven't been planned. Where should we go? I'll tell you what, why don't we go up there and try that, you know what I mean? And it goes to show what fishing's all about. You never know. And that's one of the joys of fishing. You just never know. It can happen whenever, you know what I mean? We could be sat here now and there has been tope caught off this beach, you know what I mean? So it is a possibility that you could catch topes. Chris Fisher's just blast one up to the horizon. I think Chris has actually had a tope off this beach, come down here with mackerel targeting a tope and had success. But I'll put a crab bait out now. I feel quite confident. This, at the end of the day, it's water in front of me. I'm putting baits to the horizon. What more can I do? You know what I mean? It's just hoping that fish comes along and fancies slamming the bait off sight instead of like mucking around with it. Lovely little crab bait there. Perfect smut bait, really. Right, let's get one out in the water now. I'm going to wade out a little bit and see if we can get one out. I am going to hit him to the horizon. That's what it's about. Hitting them as far as you can, and hopefully that fish will come along and pick your bait up. Let's go and get set up the next one. going to bring this one in now. There's no weed around the lead, which is good. It's just coming up over that sandbar. It's no different where we're fishing at the minute than like we would do at home for Branscombe Beach, you know what I mean, or Seaton or somewhere like that. It's a little bit shallower. It's got to be in it to win it, I suppose, isn't it? Here we go. Weeds coming up through the eyes now. Oh, I'm gonna sit down and do this. It's just horrible stuff. I mean, if you got a smooth hand on at the minute, you'd have no choice but to reel it on. You'd have to, and unreel it after a later stage. Put that in there like that. We get it real bad down our neck of the woods. Bristol Channel is even worse, especially when you're on the reefs. It's nothing worse really when you're on the reefs, because it's hard enough fishing as it is, you know what I mean, with losing leads and rotten bottoms and stuff like that. You've got to be on the ball with it. And this stuff just it's a nightmare. Half the time you're better off just putting a new reel on, taking like 20 reels up with you, and just each time bang, 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 you know what I mean? Fish one rod, swap it over. I'm joking. I'm joking. But there's just loads of it going up through the line. Alright guys, we're just having a little bit of a laugh then, because on the way getting to this mark, I said to Chris where we're going to meet and that, and I've been up here for I don't know, best part of nearly 2.5 years now, and we started driving along the road. I got us lost twice, and it ended up by this caravan park. I knew because we had breakfast there, didn't we? Yeah, yeah. And then Joseph said to Adam, don't worry, I've got you covered, I won't get you lost again. So as we come up to the main road, all we had to do was take a left and a left again, and we're where we are. He come to the end of the road and said, let's turn right, after giving it all the big one. But he's had smiling like a Cheshire cat behind the old camera there in a minute. But yeah, it's conditions aren't perfect, are they? Nah, not one bit. No. You've seen fish obviously in the last couple of weeks down here. Yeah, yeah. And what's telling you the coloration? It's just not there at all, is there? No. The condition of the flatness, perfect? Oh yes, it's sea state, it's brilliant. So everything, like I said before, the wind and everything else is just bang on, it's just a coloration in the water. But the fish will still be there, you reckon? Yeah, I would have thought so. Yeah? We're not getting plagued by crabs or nothing, are we? No. So hopefully we can just play it out. Hopefully, obviously our water, not holding a lot of hopes for because of the coloration, but obviously as we start going into the darkness then. Yeah, should start to get a few in dark. So what time are we looking at the moment? Anybody got a time on them? Be about 20 past 3, is it? 20 past, quarter to 3 in the afternoon. So what I'm reckoning, I'm going to sit down here and have a few baits out. And about 6, 7 o'clock, me and Ads are going to go run up on the bank, go back to the car, get down the chippy, get some nice cold refreshing drinks and a couple of portions of chips each. Have that as the darkness is going to set in, and hopefully we can see a few fish out. What do you reckon? Yeah, be good. Yeah. This time in morning. I don't think we've had a long old day, but what have you been up to since your win the other year then? Obviously you were unlucky on there was a 2019, 2020 obviously with Troy. Yeah. He done very well. It's nice to see an overseas winner as well, wasn't it? Oh yeah. Yeah, lovely lad as well. It's a bit gutted because obviously when we done the Christmas special review, we come back up and normally it's like a tradition to get together with a winner and go, we're looking forward to go over to Ireland and seeing a bit, but unfortunately COVID-19 has absolutely killed that again this year. Yeah. So I'm hoping that like the build up next year he'll get together with us and we can do a bit of fishing, maybe get you down for a session as well, and yeah, do maybe a little match off or something like that. Bit of fun, wouldn't it? But what have you been up to anyway these days?
Just pleasure fishing matches.
You do a lot of fresh water as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's only started maybe last 2 months.
Is it?
Yeah, so there's been no sea matches either really.
No.
So,
How's the COVID sort of situation played its part up here?
Well, luckily the last lockdown we could still fish.
Yeah.
And there was quite a few big fish over
Showing.
winter about, yeah.
Yeah, smooth hounds and that, or?
No, just cod in the winter.
Cod,
there's been a few smooth hounds lately, like.
Yeah. He's just mucking around there, Adam. He knows we're filming, and he was looking. Someone would think we always look forward to coming up here. I don't know why. I think it's the boys getting together, and it's a shame they don't hold a summer event really as well, isn't it? Yeah. The trouble is, it's hard with the smooth hound, isn't it? Because you can't obviously.
Get plagued by.
Yeah. It's not the sort of thing you can take back to the weigh-in. But I just seen a fish jump then out the water towards that like little tide line there. I wouldn't say nothing massive, but something just to come out the water. But what sort of species would you normally sort of see on this sort of beach this time of year now?
You got turbot.
Turbot?
You get the odd flounder, dab.
Yeah.
Bass.
Mullet?
No.
Don't tend to see mullet?
Maybe are there, but you never catch them.
Catch them,
no. Cod, the odd codlin.
Bass, smooth hounds.
Yeah. Taupe. Maybe in another month, maybe.
Yeah. This is somewhere you would actually come down and actually target them.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you call, like you were saying, I know Geff was saying, off the boats, they get a lot of them, don't they?
Yeah, whereabouts he is now, yeah.
Yeah. That's what you reckon he's anchored up for, so?
Possibly.
Yeah, it's a lovely day for it. It's just a little bit of a breeze coming over the edge. There's nothing, but it's just a shame about the coloration. I know the lead up last week, it was perfect, wasn't it? There was a lot of fish showing.
Well, Sunday there was plenty of fish.
Yeah, it's just I know there's fish coming up like the last couple of days as well.
Yeah.
Seems to just clear overnight, I suppose, is it?
It just gets clearer. The longer it stays settled, the clearer
it'll get. So you need a big storm or something to like come in and just chop it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Put that coloration back in the water. But all we can do is hope for the night time and then just sit down and have a few orange juices. Watch Geffin cast out a couple of times. Watch Joseph fall over the camera. And hopefully Adam falls over as well, but he's down there at the moment. I'm not very nice really, but he's been giving us grief all the way up here. We left at 2 o'clock this morning. He got us lost 3 times. We had the sat nav said hit the right lane, right? So we're going in there. He's in the far left lane. So he starts driving along, and the sat nav's going go into the right lane. So I says as well, Ads, I think you want to be in the right lane. No, I'm in the right lane. I was like, no, I don't mean you're in the right lane. No, you need to go in the right lane. So he heads towards London. So we had to do a 4-mile trip down the road, turn around, and then come all the way back on ourselves. 12 miles later, we managed to get back on track, but I think it took us about 7 hours in total.
Really?
After a little muck around and that, but yeah, Joseph's got us lost a couple of times as well. It's just been a nightmare really, but it's a good day. Yeah, there's a lot of anglers further down then.
Yeah, some to the left, some to the right.
Any particular reason this part of the coastline? You obviously fish. It's right on your doorstep, I suppose, is it? That's the reason
easy access as well.
It is easy access, isn't it?
It's even easier up that way.
Is it?
Yeah, 20 seconds you're on the beach.
You can literally, it's right in the caravan park there, I suppose, isn't it? Yeah, good on. Oh well, let's get back to it and see if we can get someone out. Well guys, what can I say? It don't seem to be the day. What I think's happened is the lead up last week with the tides, and it was very coloured up. So what I'm hearing, it's coming up to high water now, and it is crystal clear from the shoreline straight out. It's blue seas, and unfortunately it's not what we want to see. So I've been told by a few of the locals, it's we want dark murky water for these hounds. But let's go off of what Chris said anyway. But Branscombe and places at home, you would get the smut still there. The clear water, you know what I mean? Peppercomb's not really chocolatey enough, you know what I mean? You're starting to come out of the Bristol Channel slightly there, and you would still get the smuts in that coloured water. So I can't understand why they wouldn't pick up the baits if they're there. But yeah, not a sign. One turbot to Chris Fisher so far, using sand eel. To be honest, we'd probably get fish if we started fishing fish baits and that, but we're fishing crab and prawn for those smuts. So it's just a waiting game really. But yeah, I think it's dropped the spirit a little bit with the clarity of the water, what we're being told. But there's a lot of anglers out still. I mean, I look out to the right hand side of me, someone's just come down and set up now. And you got 1, 2, 3 down from him. You got probably half a dozen going down to the left hand side. So it seems to have been plenty of fish over the past few weeks. The guys coming back trying to get into a few. But we're absolutely smashing those baits out at the minute. And I mean, we're putting real distance onto them at the minute. There's no wind. You can literally lever them as hard as you can. And you're probably talking, I don't know, 170 yards maybe, something like that. Small compact peeler crab baits at range, and I'm fishing one of them round. I don't know, I wouldn't like to say, maybe the other one I'm dropping slightly, so probably 90, 100 yards. Yeah, trying to mix ranges, and hopefully we can see if we can get a few fish out today. But at the moment, it's not looking good. Not looking good. We've got to try. That's all we can do. But what we'll do is we'll give it another hour or two over the top of the tide, and if not, we'll be back out again tomorrow to try. But it's a long way to come up, unfortunately. A week late, I think, in my mind. If I knew what I knew now yesterday, I would have probably not give it a miss, but looked into some other sort of, we're here now, we've just got to make the most of it. And it's fishing for you at the end of the day. It can't be like given to you on a plate all the time, you know what I mean? Like, we know where we're going at home, and it's like we're up in different neck of the woods, you know what I mean? Chris has kindly sort of like put us onto a mark where he knows he's going to fish, and yeah, we're hoping, but he's not looking good either. He's basically said, he's been chatting with the lads, I don't think he wants to waste a peeler crab, so if I'm honest. He's chucking peeler crab out like that and it's just being wasted. I mean, I've had, I don't know, 6 or 7 casts, doubled up now since we've been here, and you're talking like 14 baits, aren't you? So they're talking like 7 crab, 7 prawn, just wasted. And when you don't even want to be wasting prime bait like that, it's not needed. But I don't know, we'll have to see what we can do. Geff's fast asleep on the stone up there. Get a little pandem round shot at him now, and yeah, until then, see you later on. Okay guys, well, you can't win them all. You can't win them all. We've given it our all today. We've been bait after bait after bait after bait. Lots of anglers on the beach today, but sadly, it's not paid off for us. From what I gather from a lot of the locals up here, the last week is actually fished. It's been crazy. Lots of smooth hounds up to around 18 pound in weight. There's a tope being caught. Loads of like rays, bass and bits and pieces, lots of fish. But apparently when the water clears out like this, like Chris said, he hasn't seen it like this for a couple of years now, it looks like unreal. It's just crystal clear waters. It's real nice to look at, but unfortunately when it's like that, it doesn't tend to fish very well off the shore. And what they look for is that coloured water, especially when they're fishing for smooth hounds. Now we've given it everything we can. We've swapped down with 40-pound fluorocarbon traces, and it's just no bites at all. We're not getting crabbed out either though, that's one good thing. But there's a lot of mayweed out there around at the minute. Obviously you're getting bits and pieces coming back on your line. To be honest, as we've been approaching high water, it's been getting better. And yeah, it's just one of them things. Not a single bite. And Adam and Geff are down there at the moment. Adam's teaching Geff how to cast. So yeah, Geff's had a good trip. But Chris is next to me there now. I think he's going to give it a couple of, maybe an hour on the back tide. But yeah, what can I say? We've been here and had it. We'll give it a go. I'm going to try and think of an idea for tomorrow, because at the end of the day we want to try and produce some fish. But a couple of suggestions: maybe head up to the main river and have a go for a hound or a cod up in there. We did talk about moving further afield and maybe going up Scarborough way up towards Filey Brig. But we haven't made our minds up yet. We also had a little chat a minute ago and maybe thought of an idea of maybe going out on the charter boat for the day up here. But yeah, I think now what we'll do is go back to camp, have a beer, bite to eat, and get back to the drawing board basically and think over what to do tomorrow really. So hope everybody's going to have a good evening. I'm absolutely knackered. It's been a long day, 2 AM start, and we give it our all. Basically, I've been fishing prawn bait on one, Peter crab on the other, and I've just gone bait after bait after bait after bait. It's just one of them, innit? But it's just a shame, really. If we were a week earlier, we'd have been right into the fish. But can't win them all, can't win them all. But I'm gonna probably start winding down now. This will be my last casts. And if I don't get anything on that, we'll be back up the cliff and straight back to the caravan park. So let's see how it goes.